Canada has just done something most of us didn't expect, turning its back on the United States and shifting its crude oil exports to China. So why is Canada doing this? What does this mean for the US economy and the global economy? Welcome to Infinite Heights, where the sky is not the limit. Subscribe to support us. It is free to you but helps us tremendously. We will give you the updates as they unfold. Thank you. Canada bypasses the United States and shifts oil exports to China. Why is China? You're probably used to Canada supplying oil to the US for many years, but now Canada is making a bold move, bypassing the US and sending crude oil directly to China. This shift marks a significant change. This isn't just an economic decision. It's a global political strategy. What's crucial here is the expansion of the Trans Mountain Pipeline, with a massive investment of over $24 billion. The goal is to triple the pipeline's capacity from 300,000 barrels per day to 890,000 barrels per day. This allows Canada to ship crude directly to Asian markets, especially China, without going through the US, a bold move. Indeed, China is now Canada's biggest potential market. As China's energy demand continues to grow, this is an opportunity for Canada not only to sell oil, but to build a long-term strategic partnership. China is heavily investing in oil, refining infrastructure and port facilities to accommodate Canadian crude. This is not just a trade deal. It's a partnership between two major economies. How is the global balance of power changing? How is the US responding? Canada's move isn't just changing the energy market. It's shifting the global balance of power by choosing China as a strategic partner. Canada could trigger a shockwave in international relations. Leaving the US on the defensive, this doesn't just affect Canada and the US, but also impact other nations like Europe and the Middle East. Oil-producing countries will need to adjust their export strategies. They can no longer maintain one-sided relationships and rely solely on the US, but will need to diversify their trade partnerships and renegotiate oil contracts in more favorable directions with Canada. Shifting its oil exports to China. The US will lose its cheap and stable oil supply from Canada. Previously, Canadian crude made up around 60% of total US oil imports. Losing this supply, the US will face higher domestic production costs and potentially disruptions in its energy supply chain. The US oil industry and policymakers will need to make major adjustments. Refineries will have to pay higher prices for oil, leading to increased production costs. While energy companies' profits are impacted, the US government will also need to find new partners or ramp up domestic oil production. To minimize the impact, America must quickly reassess its energy strategies. Politicians and oil producers must push for more flexible policies, expanding energy sources from alternative partners. Otherwise, the US will struggle to maintain its position as a global energy superpower. Canada is seizing this opportunity to rise not just as an oil supplier, but as a strategic partner in a rapidly changing world. This could mark a turning point in global energy politics completely, shifting the balance of power between nations. So what do you think about Canada's bold move? Could it pave the way for a new future for the energy market and international relations? Can the trade tensions between the US and Canada completely change the economic landscape of North America, while the US imposes tariffs? Canada is trying to pivot the situation by expanding its oil market to China. Is this just a trade war? Or are there deeper motivations affecting the global economy as a whole? US-Canada trade tensions, a new trade war, amid global economic challenges. New tariffs have been imposed on Canada. As of early February 2025, a 25% tariff affects all imports and a 10% tariff impacts energy products. This action has raised concerns not only about US-Canada relations, but also about the wider economic repercussions. The US president has stated that this decision aims to address two serious issues: illegal immigration and the fight against fentanyl, a drug epidemic in the US. However, is this the main reason, or just a power play to serve his strategy? Let's examine the facts to clarify the truth. Behind these statements, Canada is not standing still in the face of this action. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau immediately responded by announcing retaliatory measures. Specifically, Canada imposes a 25% tariff on $30 billion worth of U.S. goods. Buon TAA with plans to expand further after a period of public consultation. However, not only stopping at tariff retaliation, Canada is also undergoing a significant shift in energy exports, especially Oil Canada's transformation, boosting oil exports and new strategy with China. So while the US is using tariffs as a leverage tool, Canada is not only retaliating, but also adopting a completely new strategy to develop its economy. Could the shift of oil exports to Asia, especially China, change not only the dynamics between the US and Canada, but also have a profound impact on the entire global energy market? To counter the US tariff measures, Canada is strongly pivoting towards Asian markets, especially China. The Trans Mountain Pipeline, currently operating at a capacity of up to 890,000 barrels per day, has been expanded to increase oil exports to this region. Increasing oil exports to China and other Asian countries will help Canada reduce its dependence on the US market. A crucial strategic move in the current tense. US-Canada relations. The expansion of Trans Mountain in 2024 has presented a significant opportunity for Canada to access the Asian oil market. Major oil refineries in China, Japan, and South Korea have signed contracts to purchase Canadian crude oil with China. Being the primary market, this is a clear signal of the shift in Canada's economic strategy. Data shows that in 2023, Canada produced around 5.76 million barrels of oil per day, ranking 4th globally in production. Canada's oil export rate accounted for 81% of its oil production, with the majority going to the US. However, diversifying markets and seeking new partners will help Canada minimize risks and increase economic opportunities in the future. China, with its high energy demand, has become a significant partner for Canada in oil consumption. However, this strategy also brings significant challenges regarding the environment and Canada's emission reduction commitment. While Canada is actively implementing climate policies, its dependence on the oil industry continues to rise, creating conflicts in national policies on environmental protection and economic development. Can Canada's pivot strategy be successful? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We look forward to hearing from you.